A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure the video of the last semi-final did break off before the final moments of the match. I'm sorry, probably didn't watch the last game to completion. It was Hazard. Sorry, it was Habib who did beat Ibra, and the winner of the second semi-final will be taking on Habib Sebogozi in the final. I had actually run out of data. I'm trying to do something very little here, then I'll be coming back with the live commentary maybe in 15 minutes or so. In the meantime, it is Kasozi leading 1-0 against Hazard in the semi-final for a place in the final of this championship to take on Habib Sebogozi.
One player to go, speed put, omuzanyo n'omutwalo gwo ngenda kunjengera bwe bakazanya then tukazanya mu tournament ya dakiika 3 oba 2 oba 3 enyuma nnyo n'okusinga eno kamangere tumutwalo bino byakuteeba kuteebi tebirimu kiki Wasiliya player Entegezeddwa ku tournament wekwa abagenda e Kampala nga mwagala kutambula leero mulabe Kalebu mulabe eyakikoze mu design Kasozi 2 has a 2. Kola yakute uli asosede speed pool ogenda kujja kwata akalulu webiserinya yangu kwata akalulu kwekizanya sokufede yafe Chris watagala nga bakwatira Chris speed pool ogenda kutugizanyira ku meza bbiri kitegeeza ku chat erinnya lwe libeera waggulu ozanyira ku meza ya waggulu eribeera wansi ozanyira ku meza ya wansi tosalawo meza. For instance, number 1 abazanyira waggulu, number 2 wansi, 3 waggulu, 4 wansi, 5 waggulu, 6 wansi, like that. Chris number so Chris ojazanyira kwenu director gani? Number 7 azanyira kwenu Kalema Paul Kalema omusombuli ani alondera Kalema mulondere Amon agenda kuteerayo Kalema Number 5 azanyira kwenu Stone ani amulondera amulondera Stone Number 8 Stone azanya ne guard direct Mawa Gideon champion doubles akalulu kasitu aja Mawa Mawa number 1 azanya ne Chris nga Mawa yazanya kuteba ya wakulu Elia Chimoli Elia number 2 Kahaukas Chris waloza akalala nini kandaka kwa alabe kaya ni satu ya madesturi so Chris alikosiri wasanjira wali wana abadde number 2 area lastly wa kasolo number 4 azanya ne Chris then tukyalinawo ekifo kimu ayagala okuzanya speed pool bigenda kunyumana Ali Peter manager wa Kalibala akutalide akwesi Peter sebo limuzanyi wa kumu musajja baba agalo mashoti ekyo muzanyi wa kumu tukikole so speed pool agenda kuba Mawa versus Area Mawa table area Chris versus Kasolo Chris table 1 Kasolo table 2 Kalima versus Peter Kalima table 1 Peter table 2 God versus Stone God table 1 Stone table 2 Stone table 2
Leo kuzibuye triple fault nje mnenywayo neganira atole kile nakumla basa kuna white yo kima bawo wani wengine wao kama linda pole ile
Sorry guys for that partial silence. I was actually coordinating a speed pool competition which 8 of these guys are going to partake in, just for the fun. And believe you me, it is very easily the most exciting of all disciplines of pool. I'll be streaming it, I think, on Facebook. In the meantime, Joseph Kasozi and Hazard Lukoma are currently drawing 2-all in a race to 7 for a place in the final of today's comp. The Pentagon Open Championship being organized at Pentagon Bar in Rushere, district of Chiruhura, over 200 kilometers west of Kampala in the country of Uganda. It is one of the biggest rivalries. And I'm telling you, of guys who are not only rivals on the table, but also rivals even in daily life. They don't want to see eye to eye, and the reason is the contest of who of the two is better than the other on the table. The few times in the recent past that they've been facing off, it has been Hazard who has been having a clean bill, winning 3 out of the last 3 contests they have had against each other. One of them, a tournament that reached the final at Tickles and Giggles in Chihuahua, a 32-man competition that was organized with the involvement of one of Africa's best players in Jeremiah Naido. It was won by Hazard with victory over Joseph Kasozi in the final. There was also a money match that was organized at Dice Lounge very earlier this year in a race to 16 for $1,200. That one was won by Hazard 16 to 12. It was 12 at one point before Hazard winning the last 4 games. It was actually supposed to be a rematch of a game that didn't get played to completion, and an earlier battle between the two also at Dice Lounge sometime last year. And in that one, the two players had a big argument over a shot as to whether it was a foul or not. Actually, it was Kasozi who fouled without question, and then Hazard lifted the cue ball, and then Kasozi argued that Hazard wasn't supposed to lift the cue ball by himself. And there was a big contest, and the match wasn't played to completion. The players were refunded their monies, and there was no result on that day. These two guys also had a very big argument between themselves when they were on international duty in Zambia in 2022. They actually did face off at the round of last 16 in the African Championships, a match that was won by Hazard 7-4. And then he went back to his hotel room working with Kasozi and proving to him that he was the much better player, and Kasozi doesn't compare. Since then, as we get into a timeout, I want to tell you this story to completion. There was also another event outside Uganda, the Queen's double elimination competition that happened in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe late last year. The two players were hosted at the residence of Wisdom Ndige in Bulawayo. They always gambled all day and all night against each other, having big arguments in between matches. The only advantage is that the venue, the residence owner Wisdom, they didn't understand their language, so he was always asking me why are these guys discussing in between games, but in somehow almost a violent manner, and I was just telling him lies. But I knew that these guys had too much between themselves. What happened, I want to tell you who was beaten, but one of them returned to the country with no single coin in the pocket. In fact, even not just the coin, even the mobile phone, but I won't tell you who. But sometimes that is how funny it is living with these guys. In the meantime, Hazard leads 3-2. That is the end of story. It's up to you to believe it or not. Hazard is leading 3-2 in a race to 7. It has been time out for him, and here he returns onto the table, and the match resumes. Walking around the place with swag. Every time he moves around, he looks at Kasozi's face, just trying to make Kasozi feel the fact that Hazard is in the lead now. It took us some time to start this match because there was a big argument between these players as to who should be the umpire. First of all, they refused the auto officiation. They did refuse, especially Kasozi did refuse to have this match without an umpire. And all choices of umpires that were brought on table were being rejected by these guys. Can you imagine? Until someone whom they hugely respect, the both of them, that is Ismail Karibala, who is the former tournament director of the Polar Station of Uganda, then of course they don't only respect him, they also fear him. That's why we are now having a match being played at peace. But in the minds of both of them, there is no peace at all. The match that wasn't played to completion, a money match between the two at Dice Lounge, when both guys were refunded of their stake at 12-12 in a race to 16. Actually, the management of Dice Lounge, Hazard's manager, that is Mark Mazongo, did decide to give away Hazard his part of the stake to Hazard just to try and make Kasozi feel the pain of Hazard taking the money while Kasozi wasn't taking any money. Lots of interesting stories between these two guys. We could take the whole day discussing their comics. It's up to you to believe once again. Nabanji Ashraf, you can guess who came back to the city without their phone. I won't tell you who. Because you'll be laughing at them, so I'll just keep you guessing. But for those of you who are watching in Zimbabwe, sorry, if you can contact Wisdom Mundige, he didn't know why these two guys were playing day in. They are actually playing the whole night. He knows who was losing most of the games, and he will tell you who actually didn't come back to the country with their phone. Very good clearance from Hazard. This one, he's making it for two. In my opinion, he's the guy who has been playing best in this tournament, together with Sejemba Ibra, who was unfortunately beaten by Habib in the previous semi. Hazard 4, Kasozi 2, rest to 6. So for me, when these two guys are facing off against each other, much of the commentary is not about what is happening on table, but what is really happening between them. Someone, Mwezi Rogers, is saying Kasozi is much older, and you can't believe me, Hazard is only 26 as I speak. Kasozi is in his early 30s. But they've been around so long that you think that you'll try to think that Kasozi is maybe in his late 30s. No, he is not. And Hazard was a top player, a top star as a teenager, and has never lost any of his stardom up to current date. He has, however, never won a tournament of the Polar Station of Uganda. Hazard and Kasozi is on 3 as we speak. Actually, he did win a 4th very recently. He's on 4. Kampala Open 2017, Christmas Cup 2018, Grand Open 2022, as well as King of the Table Championship 2024. The Grand Open he won, by the way, was 2023, not 22, and both of the previous tournaments he won for the Polar Station of Uganda, he did defeat Caesar in the final. Hazard has a number of comps won, but not comps organized by the Polar Station of Uganda. It's comps like this one, non-ranking tournaments, but very important tournaments still. Someone is asking on the Ugandan team for doubles, the two can be played to get paired together. I don't think they can be paired together for a doubles team. No way. Because they will definitely lose. To play doubles, you need to be so collaborative with your teammate, which is something that can never happen when it is these two up against each other. I don't know how much distance Hazard moves around the table in a long race. The guy really takes giant steps, has so many comics in between his shots. But he can deliver the goods when it means delivering the goods. And this is one of the goods. He can see one of the reds, but he will need a big shot. Not just support, but also find the white ball for the red, which is on the right. Where will the white rest? This is pinpoint accuracy. Lovely shooting from the guy who is nowadays nicknamed the Truth. Trying to make a final for the second competition in a row. He will definitely be aiming for the black ball diagonally to the corner pocket top left of your screen. He will never miss this one. Hazard 5, Kasozi 2, timeout. Kasozi. Dava Shagawa, you want me to tell you about other Ugandan rivalries besides this one? There are other rivalries, but this one is on its own level. The ones that can try to match it, just to try and match it, are in the ladies category. But I will never tell you about that. That's the last time I'm saying this. Oscar Mwari, you want to guess who came back without a phone? Actually, it was not just a phone. Even the passport. The agreement between the two was that the guy who was beaten in all games who had to surrender the passport, still he pays back the money that he hadn't paid before, and he was given the passport back only to check in and out of the airport, and out of the airport the passport was returned until the money was paid about 1 month later. But I will never tell you who it is, and it's up to you to believe or not anyway. Kitaka Alvin, you want to think that any sport needs people like Hazard, they keep the game interesting, okay?
Okay, Kasozi, you have 1 minute remaining, so that we come back on table now. We have only 1 minute remaining to come back on table.
Thank you for watching. Esther Motesi, Obashi supports
Logoma Azal, 5, Kasozi Joseph, 2. Rest 7, best of 13. Let's see who will take it all. Remember, it is the semi-finals. Then after this, we shall have a dessert for street food for just 30 minutes. Then we'll come back for the final and the losers match. But for the finals and the losers match,
Karim Abuya, you want to know about other rivalries? By the way, there are many. There are many in the men's category. But this one is the peak of the bunch. Some of them, the rivalry is just, I'll call it maybe inside. They never expose it outside unless you get close to them. But it is these two who have shown it on the table and off the table.
So that is it for now.
Verbalistically and even while on the table. Hazard and Kasozi.
Coordinator Chris. No Chris, no Paul. Thank you so much for watching.
But also be sure that
most of the good players in the country.
Caesar versus Ibra is a rivalry. Mansour versus Ibra is a rivalry.
Chris or Yenabala, you can join us.
But not very big rivalries, eh? Just guys who want to beat each other, but nothing personal in between themselves.
Other managers, Abatunda Mata, Abatunda Veterinary, you can join us with our very owner so that you can hold a mega championship anytime from now. Kasozi Yosefu, your time is up. Please come back so that we can have the gameplay. Team completion. It is still 5-2. It is not yet over until it's over. Okay? Kali, that is it? Okay. Thank you.
Those dances that Hazard is pulling up as he comes on table is because he knows that Kasozi is looking at him, so he wants Kasozi to feel bad and feel the fact that Hazard is in a big lead right now. He can be a bully, Hazard, when he knows that he got you, and yet he doesn't like you so much. Maybe you also don't like him so much. Can be a bully. He doesn't get the break right this time. Kasozi has a chance to pull one back. He's gotten his time out. Just went out to wash his face, take some water, rethink his game, refocus, come back to try and mount a comeback, which is quite an unlikely comeback, especially given how good Hazard has been queuing today. With the four semi-finalists, that is Kasozi and Ibra and Habib and Hazard. I want to think that Kasozi is the one who has gotten to that level today with a little stroke of luck. If you did watch his first and second round matches, the way he did beat Caleb in the second round, you can't, in the first round actually, the guy had direct black in the decider. Black was packed in the pocket, and yet he missed the black and instead potted the white. When both guys were left with only the black to play. Even in his second round match, Kasozi wasn't all that convincing. You just watched his quarter final against Kawenja, who is not supposed to be so much for him on Kasozi's day. But still, it ended 6-4. The other game in which Kasozi played was against Luwula Simon, the computer. That one also ended in a decider. So he has been winning, but only narrowly. Ivan Federasiza is not really a rival against anyone. Just that there are games that he wants to win so much, especially when you see him play. There are some guys whom he wants so badly to win. It was especially the case when after him returning from Zambia for semi-professional pool, when he was always meeting with Ibra in most of the tournaments at the closing stages. Those days, the players were having almost equal statistics of wins and losses. But nowadays, it is Caesar all the way. Maybe it's why he doesn't really have all that rivalry, because after all, the guy is He's winning left, right, and center, and his exploits on the local and international scene are currently at some kind of level never experienced before in Ugandan pool. The most likely scenario is Hazard versus Habib in the final, because Habib is already in the final and Hazard needs 2 games out of the next 7 to make it there, while Kasozi needs 5 out of 7. Doing that against Hazard is asking for a little too much. Hazard 6, Kasozi 2. It is becoming more and more and more likely that the final is going to be between Habib and Hazard, unless Kasozi wins 5 games in a row, which is quite unexpected in my opinion. Sometimes it can just so happen that the shot of the match is not exactly a shot where a player puts the ball. I think that's what has just happened with Hazard. A little beautiful shot that has just opened his game up entirely. Daring Kasozi to let him play once more. As if Kasozi wants to attempt a big backspin here, maybe it's possible. Move the white ball near the cushion closest to your screen such that he puts the second red to the center pocket. On the left, never mind the corner pocket, but it's very difficult a shot. He's going, I think, now for the sharp cut. He's out of sorts, having so many ideas in his mind which are all unlikely to perfect, and yet any mistake could cause his exit from the tournament, which is, I would say, only now a matter of time. Thank you guys for watching. It's already past 10 p.m. We are over 500. Beautiful that one, as Hazard is gifted a chance to take down Kasozi to make it 4 straight victories over a player who is his biggest rival in the country. The white ball doesn't move as far as Hazard would have fancied. Nonetheless, he could either put as slowly as possible or else open up the black ball. He goes for just minimal energy. The rest, I like to say, is a formality. This ball, he could put it sometimes even with his eyes closed. Definitely 7-2. Hazard wins. Kasozi out to final coming up between Hazard and Kasozi. Right, Hazard and Habib for now. Speed pool competition coming live on Break and Finish Facebook.